to another episode of Watering Hole Wednesday. Today, we got the drinking horn out. Like I said, this is going to be an every other Wednesday thing, unless I can find somebody else to take the other Wednesday due to my work schedule. We're going to go ahead and pull up some of the questions here. Oh man, there we go. So question number 1. It comes from Jeremy. Jeremy says, if you could use only one rod and reel for the rest of your life, what would it be? Well, that's a very hard question because I love catching bait on the rod and reel. I love catching cats on rod and reel. I love catching hybrids, stripers, bass, which bass are bait, on rod and reel. So if I was going to pick one rod and one reel to use with the ability to be able to continue to drag and still catch bait and all that, it would be the Catch the Fever striper rod. Medium action, has the backbone to get the big fish, has the ability to have a sensitive enough tip so you can see bait fish hitting, stripers, hybrids, bass, cats. So that's what it would be for me. It would be the Catch the Fever medium action striper rod. And then a reel to go with it would be a Penn Squall 2. I love Penn Squalls, just phenomenal reels. And they can still do everything that your other reels can do. I'm working on my collection of Penn Squalls 2s now. I think I've got a total of 5. I need, I think, 6 more. So, rough. It's rough. All right, question number 2. This comes from AJ Heath. Difference you find between river versus lake fishing and different tactics for cold water versus warm water versus spawn. So that's a multiple questions right there. So we'll start with number 1. Difference between river fishing and lake fishing. I'm not the man to ask. I fish a lot more lakes than I do rivers. I have fished rivers before. I can't really tell you much about the rivers. I'm not super successful in the rivers. I'm more of a lake fisherman. I do need to branch out. I need to hit the James River. I need to get baby moose on the James River at some point. So I'm not the man to ask about the rivers. Lakes, I mean, it all depends on the time of year. So we're going to branch into the second one, cold water versus warm water versus spawn. So cold water, that's what we're currently in right now. Water temperatures in the 40s. I am looking for your deeper water with a main channel because deeper water stays consistent. I want a main channel near a feeder creek. Feeder creek is because those bait fish are going in and out of those feeder creeks, catching the warmer water when the sun's up, going back down into the deeper water whenever it cools down at nights. So they go back down into the temperatures that are staying steady at the depths. That's where the big cats are in my lake. And when I say deep, I'm talking about 70s and 80s. Those are deep right now. So that's my cold water tactics. I started venturing south on my lake where there's a lot more bigger, deeper water, and we have pulled a pretty good fish in every single one of our last trips. I hope that continues, but we all know you can't always stay on the big fish. Anybody who says they do always stay on big fish, they don't show you the trips where they fail. A lot of the people aren't showing you the trips where they're going out and getting skunked, where they're not getting big fish, where they're just going out catching one fish. They're not showing you that. They're always saying, look at all these big fish, look at all these fish I'm catching. With me, you're going to get, hey, look, we caught 2 fish today. Wasn't the best of days. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not one of those guys. Warm water plays a little different. Whenever the warm water comes, I like to see in our lakes, they like to stay around the 40-foot range during the day. And at nights, they actually start to travel a lot more shallow. That's where the bait is. And first thing in the morning, they're still sitting shallow, catching those bait fish as well. So warm waters in our lakes, you know, I like to stay around 40 foot midday. Towards nighttime, dusk, and early morning, I like to stay in anywhere from 20 to like 3 foot, because that's where a lot of them go. And warmer water in my lakes mean mussel beds. Mussel beds equal fish. So also find yourself some mussel beds as well. I like to attack those first thing in the morning as the sun's coming up. They're still actively feeding. Mussel beds first thing in the morning work great for me, and at dusk as well. Now the spawn's about the same thing. In my lake, I fish the north side during the spawn. I find the flats very, very productive around 15 to 30 foot. Mussel beds. I target mussel beds hard. I target shallows. I will use chicken during this time. I will use chicken, white perch, crappie, bass. And I'm going to tell you, you can speed up your trolling motor when you're pulling boards during the summer. During the summer, I will go 0.6 to 0.8, and I will still constantly get hits. During the winter, you want to be around 0.3. During summer, you can range it anywhere from 0.5 to 0.8 to sometimes I've caught them at a mile an hour just trying to move from one spot to the other. So during the summer, they're a lot more aggressive, a lot more active. During the winter, you got to cool it down and slow it down. So that's my answer to that. I do apologize. I don't have the river answer for you. If any river fishermen here want to start answering some of these questions, let me know. I can start directing some of the questions. You film it, send it to me, and we'll paste it all together. I had one more question. I cannot find it. I cannot find it. The next question comes in is, I know you pull a bunch of planer boards. What is your preferred brand? I have pulled many, many, many different planer boards since I started my career in catfishing. I started with Spread'em, Wesley Mann with Spread'em planer boards. Great products. Year and a half, 2 years, I used them. Never had any issues with them. I mean, heck, he's got videos of him running them over with a truck. They pull good. I mean, if you want a good set of boards, Spread'em planer boards is there for you. I've got nothing bad to say about them. I've pulled Parks planer boards. In the last ice bowl I ever fished, I pulled Parks. Buddy drove down from Virginia. Very last minute, was like, hey, let's go. I'm about 4 hours away. Drove 4 hours, hopped on the boat. Very next morning, fished the ice bowl. We ended up 18th out of like 190 something boats. Parks planer boards, pull good. A little bit bulky, square foam, but they do pull pretty decent. My dog's here when the cat go. I have pulled B-Cats. B-Cats are not really overly complicated. I think they're big and bulky. Any little bit of wind, I have found that B-Cats like to collapse and like go in a straight line instead of pull out and fan out. Unless you go super fast, and during the winters and stuff like that, you don't want to troll super fast. I've had the chance of pulling Keats on a buddy's boat. They pull good. They can float big baits. They're just huge. They're huge boards. I actually bought 2 sets not long ago to support Keats. Let them know, hey, here you go, support you. My ProSap actually now has those 2 sets of planer boards. But tried, tested, and true alpha boards. When they first came out, I didn't really like alpha boards. First design, the arm would collapse in thick cover for me. And it would collapse. You'd have to pull it back in, re-put it out. But he came out with the Alpha Board Elites. I absolutely fell in love with them. Jamie Harris is an amazing guy. I have 5 sets of boards where mainly 3 other sets would store. So I can store 5 to 6 sets where I used to store only 3 sets. They're amazing. If it becomes a windy day and one side doesn't want to pull right, I can switch everything to one side. And I'll pull 8 to 10 boards off one side. The versatility of these things are amazing. The light that you put on top for night fishing, amazing. He's changing the game. Alpha Board Elites is changing the game. But yes, that is what's going on for Watering Hole Wednesday. And if you guys want to get some questions on here, go ahead and drop them down in the comments. Direct message me. I will say I have 2 of the comments here I'm going to put up in the screen. One comment, I could not find the question. But I answered it because I remembered it. I could not find it, which hurts because I like to let people see their names pop up right here because that's where everything's going to pop up. But until, not next Wednesday, the Wednesday after. Actually, I may do one this Wednesday coming up because I'll be at the Ice Bowl. So we may do a collab one with everyone who's going to be in the Ice Bowl with me. So, guys, I will see you either next Wednesday or the Wednesday after. This is it for Watering Hole Wednesday.